Okay, we're back with another unfiltered video, and today's topic, what I want to talk about, is a big issue that many young footballers face, and it's something that I definitely faced when I was around maybe say 14, but you could be facing this issue whether you're 9 years old or you're 18 years old, and even maybe even older than that, to be honest, because you have to understand this is something that's so important. You need to stop viewing football as a short-term thing. It's not like you're here right now and in the next month you can get all the way up to here. It's not how football works. Football isn't a short-term fix. There's no short-term fixes, even if you get the pro player pathway, for example, which has everything that you need to know. You're never going to be down here and you're never going to become Ronaldo in 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And this is a big problem that everyone has in today's society, not only just with football, but just everything in life. People want instant change. They want instant fixes for absolutely everything. They think that they can be an absolute loser down here, have the worst life ever, and then have the best life in a couple weeks' time. That's just not how things work. And you have to understand that football it's nothing like this. It's not like, you're upgrading your town hall in Clash of Clans or something like that. It's nothing like that. It's just nothing like that. You have to start viewing football in years, not viewing it in weeks or days even. You have to view football in years, because even if, say you train really, really hard for months and months and months, maybe even years and years, and you don't get the result, it doesn't matter. It actually doesn't matter, because football isn't a quick fix like that. You're never going to go pro overnight, and you just need to understand that. And then from there, if you kind of get into this mentality of, I don't need to see results instantly, then what will happen is the grind will become so much more enjoyable. And if the journey's more enjoyable, you're more likely to reach the destination. If you constantly have the destination in mind and you're just going, I've got to go pro, I've got to go pro, I need to go pro this year, I need to go pro this season, I need to go pro in the next 10 games. If you constantly think like that, then one, you're not going to enjoy the journey, because you're just going to be constantly thinking about the end result. You're not going to take anything in. You're not going to be present in the moment when things are going well, when you play good games. You're just going to be constantly focused on something else, which is bad. And second of all, you're not going to make as much progress, because if you're constantly thinking like that and you're not present in the moment, you're not going to be enjoying it. And as a result of not enjoying it, you're not going to train as much. You're not going to work as hard. You're not going to do the right things. So stop viewing football in days and weeks and start viewing football in months and years. You're trying to build some sort of a legacy. You're trying to build a career. So you need to stop viewing football as if it's like a pair of clothes that you can just chop and change. You may look really bummy. You're wearing joggers, you're wearing a t-shirt with holes in it, and then you can put on a suit. It doesn't work like that. With that, you can do that in 3, 4, 5, a minute, a couple minutes, right? With football, it's a career. You have to start viewing it as a long-term thing. It's like growing out your hair, for example, or it's like building a good physique. These are things that take time, and often things that take the most time are the most rewarding. So this video is pretty much, it's not going to be a long video. It's just for you to understand that you don't need results right now. You could, if you're a young footballer watching this, you don't need to go pro tomorrow. You don't need to. I know you're desperate to, and I was too, but trust me, you don't need to. You can be 20 years old chasing the dream, and I know you don't want to be in that position, but if you just take the pressure off yourself and say, I don't need to go pro this year. I'm going to try really hard to, and I'm going to take steps in the right direction to, but I don't actually need to. And if you kind of take this pressure off yourself, you start viewing football as a longer time scale, longer time frame, then what will happen is you'll just make so much more progress, because you'll start to enjoy things more. And you understand that you're taking the next step. You're taking another step upwards and another step upwards. But at the same time, it keeps going and going. You keep climbing those stairs. It's not like one quick ladder that you just climb and you're at the top. It's just constant climbing another floor of stairs, another floor of stairs. Another game is just another step in the right direction. And these stairs, they could go on forever and ever and ever, but eventually they will lead somewhere. So I know I've kind of waffled on a little bit here, but just please understand that football it's not a short-term game. If you play really well as well, on the flip side of things, don't get too ahead of yourself. Just understand that you played one good game. There's next week where you have to play another good game, and another good game, and another good game. And for a lot of you watching this, you might not be ready to hear what I'm saying here. You might be thinking, oh no, I just want the quick results. And the reason why your brain is programmed like this is because that is what you're used to seeing online. You're seeing, I can go pro tomorrow, I can laugh right now, I can watch this funny video, make me laugh, oh, I'm going to be sad, I'll watch this sad video. And what happens is, when you kind of get used to that, is you completely ruin your emotions, you deregulate your brain, and as a result of that, you just want things now, you need things now. And if you have this kind of primal brain where you're just constantly needing things now, you're not going to get it. So be patient, enjoy the journey, view football as a long-term career. Don't view yourself as competing right now with your friends. Maybe someone's really like way better than you in real life that you know, one of your friends, and you're jealous of him or her. Just understand that you can absolutely destroy them in the long term if you just take the approach of, I'm going to turn up every day, I love playing football, I'm going to work harder than everyone else, and maybe I won't be better than them in 3 months, maybe I won't be better than them in a year, but over the long term, 5 years, I'm going to be way better than this guy and I'm going to be pro. That's how you have to think. Think on the long-term scale and you'll get long-term results. That's the end of this video, and I'll see you in the next one. The Pro Player Pathway will be linked in the description if you want some more help from myself and other professional footballers. Click that website, and I'll see you in the next video.